This is the Louie T Network. Hey, either you're outside or you're
in the lab room.
Who else could it be but me? You're me. Louie T. Welcome. You are in the lab room. Of course, I'm your host, Lou. Thank you for joining me. This is the NFL Draft Prospects 101. Your guide to some of the biggest and hottest names in 2015 NFL Draft. We're talking running backs, and to me, after this running back here, there is a stark drop off in the level of talent. To me, this guy concludes the guys that you're going to find coming off the board very rapidly in the first 2 to 3 rounds. And I'm talking about Miami's running back, Duke Johnson. Miami's all-time leading rusher, Duke Johnson. Let's jump into his pros and talk about why this guy is someone that can change the game at the next level. Electric quickness, and that's the first thing you notice with Duke Johnson off the top, is that this guy possesses the ability to move laterally very quickly, make guys miss, hit holes extremely quick and fast. And that is something that when you're a smaller back, and Duke Johnson is a 5'9", 195, 5 pound, 200 pound back. When you're that size, you better be quick. You don't normally find guys that are 5'9", 200 pounds, slow guys. You gotta be fast, you gotta be quick, you gotta be something elite, and his elite trait is his electric quickness. He gets in and out of cuts, can move very quickly, make guys miss out in space, and so that is something that he will definitely have to use to his advantage at the next level. Along with that electric quickness comes a level of physicality and toughness that I didn't expect from him. And again, the same thing that I fell into that trap. Oh, I see a smaller back, so I don't expect toughness. I don't expect him to lower the pad level and drive home a run at the end and put an exclamation point at the end. I don't expect that. But these smaller backs say, hey, look, man, don't put me in a box. Don't put me in a box. Don't do that to me, all right? I can not only make a guy miss out in space, I can not only run around a guy, I can run through guys too. And so he's another one of these guys, lowers the pad level, will lower the boom on a guy, will break a tackle. With his physicality, he's a very physical natured runner when he has the football in his hands. Even though he's a quick guy, even though he's a physical guy, he's still patient. Another pro for Duke Johnson. He will probe the line of scrimmage. He will get on the back of a lineman. You know how sometimes you got these impatient runners, their linemen are out in front of them and they can't wait. They're so impatient that they'll push their lineman. They'll push their lineman into a guy and won't allow the lineman to go out, seek a guy, move some space, clear out some space for them, so they got a lane to run. They gotta go right now. Gotta go right now. And so they can't wait. And so because they can't wait, because they're so impatient, they take a run that could have potentially went the distance, 55 yards, and turns it into a 25 run because they can't wait. Duke Johnson is one of those guys that will set up blocks. He will be patient. He'll dart and hit a hole quickly, but he'll also set up blocks, be patient, will cut back, will make things happen. And it's all due to his ability to be patient and allow plays to develop. Dynamic receiver. He's one of these guys, much like Amir Abdullah, out of the backfield, catches the football. One of these guys you can flex out as a receiver. They did it numerous times at Miami. I mean, he made some spectacular catches, diving catches down the field, catching the football over the middle of the field like a tight end up the seam. I mean, this guy was all over the field. They would split him out. He would run, fade routes up the sidelines and 9 routes. And so you name it, he ran it at Miami. The guy is a natural hands catcher. And another one of these guys, you don't want him on the New England Patriots. You don't want him on the New Orleans Saints. Because again, those type of offenses thrive and are at their best when they have a player the caliber of a Duke Johnson. And I could easily see one of those teams. Throw the Lions in there too. You know, no more Reggie Bush. I could see them wanting to go out and get a replacement for him, but I feel like they already have a guy that fills that void for them. But you look at the Saints, they haven't been the same since Darren Sproles departed for Philadelphia. They could use a guy like this. You look at the Patriots, they've always had guys like this. It used to be my man from LSU, oh man, Kevin Falk. Okay, and then Kevin Falk kind of rides off into the sunset. They replace him with Shane Vereen, and now Shane Vereen is now in New York for greener pastures. They need a replacement. They need a guy to check it down to on third downs and make plays out of the backfield. And Amir Abdullah fits that role, so does Duke Johnson, because he catches the football out of the backfield so well. Creates a lot of mismatches because of his ability out of the backfield. Crucial stiff arm. Get out of here, man. And I talked about Melvin Gordon III having an elite stiff arm, and I said, you probably will be hard pressed to find anybody else in the draft because it's such a underused commodity. Guys don't use stiff arms anymore the way that they should. You'll get guys that throw it out there. I mean, they'll throw the stiff arm out there. They still do that, but they don't throw it out there with a purpose. They don't throw it out there to actually deter a tackler from getting their hands. They just throw it out there because it's instinct. Somebody's coming near me, I want to keep them off of me, so throw the stiff arm out there. No, Duke Johnson is timing this stiff arm up so that you get this stiff arm in all 5 fingers and palm. Nothing worse than being smushed in the face by another man. Get all of this right here in the middle of your face, on your face mask. Boom, head snaps back. Ever try to grab somebody when you're being pushed back in the face? Try that. You won't have it happen. It's not happening, it's not going down. So his stiff arm is crucial. I love it. I mean, he's got one of these stiff arms that, and I talked about this with Melvin Gordon III. He's got one of these stiff arms that he'll take a 17-yard gain and turn it into a 37-yard gain. He'll take a 3-yard gain and turn it into an 11-yard gain because of the usage of the stiff arm. I love it, man. I want more of it. I love guys that are vicious with stiff arms because stiff arms make a difference when used correctly. And Duke Johnson knows how to put it down with the stiff arm. And that is a big time plus for Duke Johnson. Yards after contact. And I just talked about him using the stiff arm. I talked about his physicality earlier. I talked about the electric quickness. And so all of these things, you put them together, and what happens is you get yards after contact. You get guys missing out of space. You get guys trying to get this guy on the ground. He's bouncing off of defenders. He's stiff-arming defenders. After contact, you don't end up being the all-time leading rusher at the University of Miami unless you're getting yards after the contact. Because think about this. Think of all the great rushers, Edgerrin James, Frank Gore, Clinton Portis, Willis McGahee, the list goes on and on and on. There's so many dynamic runners that have come from that U tree, and for him to lead all of them speaks volumes. And so he's getting yards after contact, and again, for a guy of his stature, you don't expect it, but it's there and it's legit. Mixes it up in pass pro. I love his physicality, and it doesn't stop in the running game. It doesn't stop with him just having the football in his hands. It trickles down into his pass protection as well. The first time I saw him pass protect, he laid a guy down on the ground. Now, yes, he had help from the tackle, but I don't care. I've seen guys have help from the tackle and still get blown back into the lap of the quarterback. He came up, lowered the boom down on the defensive end, put him down on the seat of his pants, and I said, okay, I see you, Duke. I want to see more of it. And he said, I got more of that. There's plenty more where that came from. He's cutting guys when he's supposed to. He's sticking his neck out there when he's supposed to. He's throwing his body around and he's putting it on the line to give his quarterback the extra time he needs to survey the field and find the right receiver. And so I feel comfortable with him out on the field on third down. 3rd and 8, I know Duke Johnson's got my back. He's not going to allow me to take a crucial shot that could alter the outcome of the game. I feel comfortable with him being on the field. Now again, at 5'8", you get a guy coming full head of steam that's bigger than him. Maybe he might get jacked up, but I just didn't see it often enough to feel like he can't get the job done. I didn't feel like he couldn't go out and hold his own at the point of attack and allow the quarterback to get the football off. And so I think he mixes it up. He competes in the passing game, and I love that about Duke Johnson. To me, everything I've just said speaks to being a complete back. Again, one of these guys, like I said with Tevin Coleman, you want a guy that I want to go pick up the box that I just have to add water to. I'm making pancakes. I don't want the box where I got to add eggs, I got to add oil, and I got to add milk to it. I don't want to do all of that, okay? I want the complete box. I just want to add water. He's an add water guy. Pick up the box that is Duke Johnson, and this guy can do it all. He can catch it out of the backfield, he can protect your quarterback, and you can hand him the rock. And so, is a team going to draft him to be a 3-down back? Probably not. But if you need him to, he can do that, and I feel comfortable saying that. But I think someone's going to pick this guy up and make him one hell of a 3rd-down back, one hell of a change of a pace type of back, and he'll serve just as good in that role as he would as a 3-down back. But either way, the guy can get it done. Now let's go to his cons, and there's not a lot here, but there are some things to discuss. He does not possess elite speed. I was somewhat disappointed because you watch him on tape, and the few times that I actually watched him play games on television, I thought he was blazing fast. I said, man, this guy looks dynamic. And then when I go back and I watch the tape, it's not as fast. And then you add that into the combine time, which was a 4.52. And I was definitely, I don't know about you, I thought that he was a legit sub 4.5 40 guy. I thought it was definitely 4.47, 4.45. Something like that. I never thought he was going to run something north of 4.5, but he did. But doesn't diminish who he is as a running back. It just means that, and you saw it on tape, he's not outrunning anybody. He's not winning a lot of foot races to the end zone. When he's got a guy, a safety, changing directions, he's usually going to get caught from somebody from behind. So it's just a situation where he's not hitting home runs. He'll hit triples. He'll hit for average. He'll hit doubles. He's not hitting over the fence a whole bunch. He'll hit a couple of home runs. You know, every now and again you connect on a 96-mile-an-hour fastball going over the fence. He'll do that. But for the most part, that's a double off the wall. That's a triple in the corner. He's not hitting a home run. And that's perfectly okay with me because this guy brings a lot to the table. This is the one that concerns me way more than not having, you know, elite top end speed. Fumbles the football, okay? Now, is this a persistent problem that you have to worry about all the time like Amir Abdullah? Not quite. But he did fumble 3 times in each of the last 2 seasons. That is enough of a concern for me. I don't like when the running backs put it on the floor. Don't put it on the carpet. As a wise man once told me, don't put the church's money on the floor. Don't you do it. Don't you do it. And so 3 fumbles in the last 2 seasons each. That's 6 fumbles in 2 seasons. That's a little bit much for my liking. I just need him to be more cognizant when guys are around him. When you get the reputation of a fumbler, guess what guys are looking to do? They're looking to rip the football out. Put it away, Duke. Put the football. The football is called the Duke. Put it away, Duke. Put the Duke away, Duke. Put it away. Stash it and make sure that nobody else is cashing it in for a touchdown the other way. So that's Duke Johnson and his NFL Draft Prospects 101 breakdown. If it happens in the National Football League, whether big or small, we cover it all here in the Lab Room. Come back and join me as I continue to break down anything and everything in the National Football League. We're about to switch gears again, go into another position. You stay tuned and see what we're talking about next. There's plenty more where that came from. While you're here, subscribe to the channel If you want more Louie T, be sure to follow me on Twitter at In the Lab Room, or you can like the Facebook page at In the Lab Room. That's In the Lab Room on Facebook and at In the Lab Room on Twitter. Don't forget, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so.